The swastika. Right now, as you're watching this video, over 1 billion people around the world are looking at this exact same symbol and feeling something completely different than you do. While you see hatred and evil, they see good fortune, prosperity, and divine blessing. How did the same symbol come to mean such opposite things? Here's what most people don't know about the swastika. This wasn't Hitler's creation. What Hitler did was commit the greatest act of symbol theft in human history. Picture this. It's thrown to 300 BCE, over 5,000 years ago. In the Indus Valley, one of humanity's first great civilizations is already carving swastikas into their pottery. The word comes from Sanskrit, meaning, "it is good." But this symbol spread across every continent, every culture. Heinrich Schliemann found swastikas in ancient Troy. Roman soldiers walked past swastika mosaics. Early Christians carved them into church walls. For 5,000 years, this symbol meant one thing: good luck and divine blessing. So why did Hitler choose it? In the 1870s, German archaeologists found swastikas in ancient Germanic sites. They became convinced they'd discovered proof of an ancient Aryan race. Hitler took this ancient symbol, rotated it 45 degrees, placed it in a white circle on red background, and overwrote 5,000 years of positive meaning in just 12 years. But that symbol theft reveals something terrifying about political power. And it gets worse with the next symbol, the SS lightning bolts. When you see these twin runes, you're looking at stolen thunder. Literally, these symbols belong to Thor, the Norse god of thunder, 1500 years before the SS existed. The original Swastika rune represented the sun's power and divine victory. Viking warriors carved these into their shields, believing they channeled Thor's lightning in battle. But here's where it gets disturbing. In 1933, SS Commander Walter Heck took these sacred symbols and redesigned them into the double lightning bolt we recognize today. The same runes that once protected Viking warriors became the badge worn by concentration camp guards. Heinrich Himmler promoted this runic symbolism throughout the SS because he believed it connected modern Germans to their pagan ancestors. The irony? These symbols originally represented protection and divine blessing. The SS transformed them into emblems of systematic murder. And speaking of transformation, wait until you see what happened to this next symbol that represented military honor for 200 years. The Death's Head. The Totenkopf. When Prussian cavalry officers first wore this skull and crossbones in 1740, it meant something completely different. It represented the ultimate military virtue, willingness to die for one's country. Elite Prussian hussars wore it with pride during the Napoleonic Wars as a mark of fearless service. The symbol continued through World War I, worn by German imperial family members and elite units. It meant honor, courage, sacrifice. But when Heinrich Himmler's SS adopted the Totenkopf, they perverted its meaning entirely. The same symbol that represented noble military sacrifice became the badge of the SS Totenkopfverbände, the units that ran concentration camps. This transformation shows how context changes everything. The identical skull and crossbones went from representing the highest military ideals to symbolizing systematic genocide. Same image, opposite meaning. The eagle. For over 2 millennia, eagles have represented imperial authority. Roman legions carried golden eagles as standards, believing they represented Jupiter's divine power. The Holy Roman Empire adopted the eagle, establishing it as a symbol of German imperial tradition for 800 years. But Hitler didn't just adopt the eagle, he weaponized it. Nazi Germany created 2 versions, the Parteiadler facing left for the Nazi Party and the Reichsadler facing right for the state, both perched on swastikas, linking Nazi ideology to centuries of imperial legitimacy. The Nazi eagles were more aggressive than their predecessors, with sharper talons and pronounced wing positions. This wasn't just symbolism, it was psychological warfare. Hitler was claiming that Nazi Germany was the rightful heir to Roman imperial power. And this pattern of stealing ancient symbols gets even more disturbing when you see what Himmler did with humanity's oldest religious symbol. The black sun. The schwarze Sonne. Sun-wheel designs appear in Bronze Age cave paintings across every continent, representing humanity's universal recognition of solar power. For thousands of years, cultures worldwide used sun-wheels in religious ceremonies to mark seasonal cycles and celebrate life-giving energy. Heinrich Himmler became obsessed with this ancient symbolism. In 1936, he commissioned a massive mosaic floor for Wewelsburg Castle, featuring 12 radiating runes arranged in a sunwheel pattern. Himmler believed this connected the SS to a mythologized Germanic past, using humanity's most universal religious symbol to validate Nazi racial theories. The Black Sun represented Himmler's attempt to create a new SS religion based on ancient symbols. He was literally trying to replace Christianity with Nazi mysticism, using stolen spiritual symbols as his foundation. But Himmler's symbol theft was just part of a larger pattern, and this next symbol shows how Hitler turned patriotism itself into a weapon. And if you're finding these historical revelations as shocking as I am, make sure to subscribe, because we're diving deep into the hidden stories behind the symbols that shaped our world. The Nazi flag. When Hitler designed this flag in 1920, every element was calculated for maximum psychological impact. The red represented socialism, the white represented nationalism, and the black swastika represented what he called the mission of struggle for Aryan victory. But here's the genius of Hitler's design. The flag's proportions created visual tension. The white circle occupied exactly 1/3 of the flag's width, with the swastika positioned slightly off-center. This asymmetry made the flag more striking and memorable than traditional symmetric designs. From 1933 to 1935, the Nazi flag flew alongside Germany's traditional black, red, gold tricolor. But in September 1935, the Nuremberg laws made the Nazi flag Germany's sole national symbol, replacing democratic tradition with totalitarian imagery. The flag became omnipresent, appearing on every building, in every school, at every rally. This wasn't just changing a flag. This was erasing national identity and replacing it with Nazi ideology. And this pattern of erasure becomes even clearer with our next stolen symbol.
The Wolfsangel.
This Z-shaped symbol originated as an actual wolf trap used by medieval German hunters, but by the 15th century it had become something much more powerful, a symbol of resistance against oppression. During the German Peasants' War of 1525, rebel armies carried the Wolfsangel on their battle flags as they fought feudal lords. For centuries, this symbol meant popular uprising against tyranny. German towns incorporated it into their coats of arms as a symbol of civic independence. The Wolfsangel represented the common people's struggle for freedom and justice. But the Nazis stole this symbol of resistance and turned it into a symbol of conquest. The 2nd SS Panzer Division Das Reich adopted the Wolfsangel as their unit symbol in 1941. They took a symbol that meant fighting against oppression and used it while committing some of history's worst atrocities. The irony is staggering. Modern neo-Nazis use the Wolfsangel as a substitute for the banned swastika, completely ignorant that it originally represented resistance against exactly the kind of authoritarianism they promote. And this final symbol shows the most personal level of Nazi symbol theft. The Odal Rune. In ancient Germanic culture, this diamond-shaped symbol represented something sacred, inherited family land passed down through generations. Viking-era Scandinavians carved Odal runes into boundary stones to mark family territories. The symbol embodied the connection between people and place, representing sustainable stewardship of ancestral lands. Medieval law codes used the Odal concept to define inheritance rights and family obligations. This wasn't just about property ownership, it was about cultural continuity and family responsibility to the land. But Nazi ideologists stole the Odal rune and twisted it into their blood and soil propaganda. They used this ancient symbol of family responsibility to justify territorial expansion and racial purity laws. The 7th SS Mountain Division adopted it as their symbol, and it appeared throughout Nazi propaganda, promoting Lebensraum and ethnic cleansing. The theft transformed a symbol of family stewardship into a justification for genocide and conquest. They took humanity's most basic concept of home and family and weaponized it for war. So there you have it. Every major Nazi symbol was stolen. The swastika from 5,000 years of human spirituality, the lightning bolts from Norse gods, the death's head from Prussian military honor, the eagle from Roman imperial power, the sun wheel from universal religious tradition, the flag colors from German patriotism, the Wolfsangel from peasant resistance, the Odal Rune from family heritage. Hitler didn't create Nazi symbols. He committed the greatest act of cultural theft in human history, taking humanity's most sacred emblems and turning them into tools of hatred. Understanding this theft is crucial because it shows how easily our most cherished symbols can be corrupted by political movements. If this deep dive into hidden history opened your eyes to how symbols really work in our world, you'll want to check out our other videos where we uncover the shocking truths behind more historical mysteries. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss these eye-opening revelations. There's so much more hidden history waiting to be discovered, and we're just getting started.